those prisoners, we would expect that those prisoners would die or suffer because of lack of food or medicine. But what we emphasize there is that these people didn't die because of that, but they died because they lacked hope of something to live for. So this tells us that if we don't have hope or something to live for, that can result to that, not necessarily the normal death or what, but you can die internally if you don't have hope of something to live for. I'll make an example. Most of our parents, like when they go to work, you would see that they don't feel like going to work on that particular day, but you will hear them saying, I'm just going to work because of you. I have babies to feed and I have to bring something on the table. So when you can see that.
Oh my God, there is some problem with the connection. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear?
Oh, now yes. And then another thing that I read is that, okay, that I liked was when he said suffering is meaningless. We give our suffering meaning by which we respond to it. I really like that because most of the time we found that we get into depression because we are responding to whatever situation that we are undergoing. So what I learned here is that we shouldn't give our suffering meaning. At times we give our suffering a title. Yes, sometimes we give our suffering a title. So here he is telling us that we shouldn't glorify our suffering. Instead, we should try and live above those suffering, get strength. Get strength. That we shouldn't glorify our suffering.
Suffering.
Yeah. Whatever situation we are going through, we shouldn't give it a meaning.
Yeah.
And it's very good for social workers to encourage our clients not to give their suffering a meaning. Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. We should promote resilience.
And Patricia, you just read one more that touched.
Okay, one more.
No. Before you have read that thing, you may read. You just read without explanation. You just read. Yeah. You may read without explanation. Yeah. Please read that book.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's keep going. Yeah. Please find the part and read. Yeah.
Okay. They died less from lack of hope. Conscious, Frankl kept himself alive and kept hope alive by summoning up thoughts of his wife and the prospect of seeing her again, and by dreaming at one point of lecturing after the war about the psychological lessons to be learned from the Auschwitz experience. Fearing many prisoners who desperately wanted to leave did die, some from disease, some in the so anyone at all survived. Terrible as it was, his experience in reinforced what was already one of his key ideas. Life is not primarily a quest for pleasure, as Ruth believed, or a quest for power, as Alfred Adler thought, but a quest for meaning.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Then let's move on to Sandeka. Wow. Can you hear me? Can you hear?
Sorry,
Oh, okay. Can I read?
Next is Tabang.
Sabang, yeah.
Yes. Me now.
Yeah.
So I like the profession. So it says, I spent some time in a hut for typhus patients who ran very high temperatures and were often delirious. Many of them sorry for that. Let me start up. Let me read this one. Okay, after one of them had just died, I watched without any emotional upset. The scene that followed, which was repeated over and over again, with each death, one by one, the prisoners approached the still warm body. One grabbed the remains of messy meal, of potatoes. Another decided that the cop would be an improvement on his own and exchanged them. The dead man did the same with dead man's coat. And another was glad to be able to secure some. Just imagine. Genuine stream. All these I watched with unconcern. Eventually, I asked the nurse to remove the body. When he decided to do so, he took the corpse by its leg, allowing it into the small corridor between the two rows of boards, which were the beds for the fifth typhus patient, and dragged it across the bumpy earthen floor towards the door. The two steps which led up into open air always constituted a problem for us, since we're exhausted from a chronic lack of food. A few months stay in the camp, we could not walk up those steps, which were each about 6 inches high, without putting our hands on the door, jumped to pull ourselves up. The man with the corpse approached the steps. Warily, he dragged himself up. Then the body, first the feet, then the trunk, and finally, with an uncanny rattling noise, the head of the corpse bumped up the steps. Can I stop here?
Okay, yeah. Can you stop that? Okay, 지금 박사님 지금 자꾸 심하게 끊어지죠? 제가 다른
예, 계속 끊어져.
와이파이 예,
예,
라우터를 한번 바꿔볼게요. 막 이것도 안 되면
네. 오늘 어제보다 더 심하네요. 왜 이러는지 모르겠어요. 나갔다 다시 들어와 볼게요.